guys, it's Joanna, and today's video is going to be a quick review of two different tinted moisturizers. The number 7 City Light Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 15 and the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 30. In general, I'm a huge fan of tinted moisturizers because I have a very lightweight, easy breezy kind of foundation philosophy. I don't, generally speaking, use foundation, and when I do use foundation, it'll be very targeted only in the areas where I really need coverage. Most days I'm actually just using a tinted moisturizer or a tinted sunscreen, or now also, like I mentioned in my last video, have become a reignited love affair with the IT Cosmetics CC cream. So that's kind of like the extent of my base makeup. So I love tinted moisturizers. Now today I'm actually wearing both of these tinted moisturizers. On the left side of my face, or in your video it would be your right side, but in my left side I have the City Light moisturizer, and then on my right side I have the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair moisturizer. So both of them have just a really nice natural finish. On top of it I'm also wearing a bit of powder, and then blush, and then, your standard kind of eye makeup. So both of these are primarily the only base that I'm using. Which actually, with my skin today, maybe is not the best idea because I do actually need a little bit more coverage than these are providing. But whatever. People get it, it's fine. I'm gonna start by talking about the City Light Tinted Moisturizer. Now this is $14.99 generally speaking. It's available at most drugstores and Targets, and often that price you can find some sort of discount. So right now, for example, at Walgreens, I saw that this had a buy one, get one 50% off. So, of all of the kind of number 7 products. I have this in the color Fair, and this tube is 1.7 ounces or 1.69 ounces, so fairly generous in size. The things I like about this, it applies really quickly, it absorbs quickly, it doesn't require a lot of working into the skin to get a nice finish. It does have a grayish tinge like a lot of Asian BB creams you might have experienced in the past, but I actually like that, and the color ends up just blending in nicely with my skin and provides a nice kind of neutral base. It does have SPF 15, which is a good extra layer of sun protection. However, generally speaking, I would never just use one of these. I would always still do a layer of sunscreen for a couple of reasons, one of which is that with a tinted moisturizer or any kind of foundation product that has SPF, odds are that I'm not going to be applying that much of it because, with sunscreen you really want to be quite generous with the application, whereas with a product like this, depending on how much you need, how much base foundation coverage, etc. that you need, you probably won't be using as much. So I have a layer of sunscreen on today, regardless of these having any kind of SPF. Now when it comes to the filters in here, it is your standard kind of set of chemical filters that are available in the US. This is avobenzone, octazolate, and octocrylene. Although it's not mentioned as being one of the active ingredients, this also does have nanoparticles of titanium dioxide listed in the ingredients list. So I think probably it's just not enough to be considered an active sunscreen. However, effectively titanium dioxide is a common sunscreen ingredient. And when it comes to moisturization, this is a pretty good product. My skin does feel moisturized throughout the day. It is unlike, a foundation, for example, like the Shiseido Synchro Skin that I love that has a very matte finish. This definitely has a dewy finish and it stays that way throughout the day. And you can probably see that even now. I do have powder on top of this, but it is still quite glowy. The moisturization ingredients in here are glycerin, water of course, but also glycerin, a few different types of silicones, caprylic triglycerides, which is a fatty acid, and then a bunch of different similar kind of fatty acid type of ingredients. It also has some skincare beneficial ingredients like ascorbyl glucoside, which is a form of vitamin C, and also retinol palmitate, which is a form of vitamin A. Now, some of you may not like the fact that this also does have denatured alcohol fairly high up in its ingredients list, like in the first half of its ingredients, which is a astringent drying agent. My skin does not have bad reactions to this, so I don't think the amount in here is, it's definitely not a lot. But if that is something that you are sensitive to in your skincare products, you will probably want to avoid this. When it comes to coverage, this product you have seen is not the best. It definitely is only good for providing kind of good evening out of your skin tone, but if you have severe blemishes that you want to cover, you'll probably want to go on top of this with some sort of concealer or a different type of product. Overall, I think this is a really solid product. I just love how easy it is, and it's definitely something that I'm frequently reaching for just because It doesn't require that much care to apply, you know, it goes on easily, blends easily, and done. You know, it's nothing extraordinary, but it is just a really easy to use and enjoyable to use tinted moisturizer. Now when it comes to the First Aid Beauty Tinted Moisturizer, a few things. First of all, I love First Aid Beauty products. Their Ultra Repair Cream is one of my favorite moisturizers. And I also did receive this for free, so just FYI, I did receive this compliments of First Aid Beauty, so thank you. Now I have this product in light. In retrospect, as you will see shortly, I wish I had gotten this in the color Fair as well. The light color, it's not the best match for my skin, but anyway, that's another thing. So this one comes in at $28 for 1 ounce of product, which is about 2 times the price of the City Light at about 40% less product by volume. When it comes to application, this one does not blend in as easily as the Tinted Light. I would say you do have to give a bit more effort here to make sure that it's blending, and also on this one today I made the mistake of just putting too much on in my first application, and I ended up having to remove some with a beauty sponge. So just, you know, this one you can always add more, build it up, etc. I would say start slow with this. Just a little bit of product goes a long way with this particular product. Now coloring, as I said, this coloring and the color Light is not the best for me. It is a bit orange, in fact very orange, and it's a little bit too dark for my skin tone. That being said, you know, with powder on top, etc., I was able to kind of even out the orangeness, but when I first applied this and looked at it from afar, just compared to the rest of my body, I was like, whoa, that side of my face is very orange looking. So just FYI on the color. Now this one, instead of SPF 15, this one does have SPF 30. It has a little bit more of the filters, and it also has an extra filter compared to the City Light. So with the First Aid Beauty, we have avobenzone as well, octisalate as well, octocrylene as well, but then it also has octinoxate. And again, regardless of the fact that it is SPF 30, for the same things that I mentioned earlier about the City Light, I would say I would always still apply, you know, generously my own sunscreen first, because with this, because it's so hard to blend in, if you use a lot of it, you probably aren't going to be able to use enough of it to get the right amount of sun protection that gives you SPF 30. So definitely still use your own sunscreen before relying on something like this for sun protection. For moisturization, the First Aid Beauty definitely outperforms the City Light. If I even just like feel my face now, the right side of my face with the First Aid Beauty definitely feels a little bit more moisturized. It just is a little bit less dry to the touch. As with all First Aid Beauty products, it does have a great ingredients list for moisturization, including colloidal oatmeal, which is excellent for, you know, really sensitive, damaged, distressed skin like eczema skin, etc. Hyaluronic acid, and then it has some main moisturizing components which just comprise of a bunch of different silicones. When it comes to coverage, this one does definitely do a better job than the City Light. In fact, I ended up using a bit of this just to spot treat the areas on my face that I had originally just applied the City Light to, and it does, again, just add a little bit more coverage. Overall, this is really another great product. In fact, I'd say this one is very similar to the IT Cosmetics CC Cream that I, in my last video, have mentioned that it has been a recent favorite. They apply and feel very similarly. However, the CC Cream does have better coverage if that's something that you're looking for. And also, I do have to say that when I reach for the CC Cream, I'm kind of mentally in a state that I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to spend a little bit more time today to apply my base. When I reach for something that's a tinted moisturizer, I'm more in the mental state of, yeah, let me just get something easy that I can just slather on all over my face. So with that in mind, this doesn't actually do as well in terms of the category that I'm comparing it in. Let's definitely note this on this product. As I mentioned, the CC Cream has been one of my really recent favorite products, and this is very similar. If I only had this in a different color that better matched my skin tone, I'd probably, you know, be equally reaching for this as the IT Cosmetics. But if you are just really looking for a really easy tinted moisturizer, I'd say the City Light is the way to go. It's definitely a lot easier to apply, a lot more inexpensive as well, and yeah, it's a great product. So in summary, both of these are good, but they have different uses for me, and I would say for the category of tinted moisturizer, which is again something that I'm expecting to be really easy to use, easy to apply, I would have to say the City Light wins for me in this one. That being said, if you do really like the IT Cosmetics CC Cream, the First Aid Beauty Tinted Moisturizer is about $10 less expensive for about the same amount of product. So I would say go give this a try and see, you know, if you like it. Because I think actually if you like the CC Cream and you're looking for something similar, this one is, I would say, very similar. So that is it for my video today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!